Hey everyone, welcome back. This is of course game 2 between Stephano and MVP of our Iron Squid 2. This is the semi-qualifiers if I'm not mistaken, and we are in the map of Antigua Shipyard. I had a Skype message there that I had to deal with. Anyways, we are going to be continuing of course our StarCraft 2 weekend cast. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, don't forget to give my videos a thumbs up if you do watch it. It really does help promote my videos if you do give them a thumbs up, so that would be very, very nice of you. Now, the previous game was very nice, of course, no spoilers here, so if you guys want to see what's happening, I would highly recommend you watch that game first. Now, Stephano is going to be going for that scout with the Overlord as well, probably going for that second hatchery, which he already did drop it. And pretty much the same build will be coming from MVP in the previous game. Again, very, very interesting opener here. He does go for that second command center followed by that barracks, so really nice wall off here. This is a very interesting wall off by MVP so far. It proves to be very, very effective. Of course, the scouts coming by the Overlord for Stephano, and he should pretty much be able to see exactly what's going on in terms of MVP, and he does see that it is sort of the same build for MVP in relation, but he didn't scout out that second command center, so really interesting to see why Stephano did move his Overlord a little bit up though. Anyways, here comes the scout by MVP, and of course the two Zerglings will prevent that SCV from going in, but he might actually be able to sneak it in though. They might catch up just a little bit, but he will be able to sneak in. Unfortunately, he didn't scout very much, but he did managed to spot that the two hatcheries are there, so he knows exactly that it is pretty much equal on both sides for Stephano and MVP. So 5 roaches of course for Stephano coming into play as well very early on in the game, 7 roaches, and we do have these two Zerglings as well. So I would presume that a bunker, yeah, he did place the bunker up here. Unfortunately, it does make it very vulnerable to Zerglings streaming across from the other side, but again prevents anybody from running up the ramp. While he did wall it off, this sort of does keep it open, so he might be placing another bunker down here, or I'm not sure why the SCV is here. It is probably to scout it out. So Stephano finally moving his roaches across the map, and he's going to be being very, very aggressive in this actual game. And he's going to be going around though. He did hide them up. He's going to be going around. Of course, MVP has no idea what is happening. Stim research just coming into play now. Again with those Hellions, not effective at all. SCV is probably being pulled off the line to repair this bunker and try to keep it alive as much as possible. And repairs obviously continuing. SCVs being pushed in to the front. The bunker still holding though. Unfortunately, only 2 Marines, won't be doing a lot of damage, and these SCVs are going to be dropping very, very, very quickly, and the repairs will be stopped. Unfortunately, only 2 Marines won't be able to deal with this many roaches, and this is pretty much it for MVP. Having a lot of damage happening in the beginning though. I don't know why he doesn't raise the wall a little bit too late. Just managed to catch that up though. So really good that he did manage to retreat. Again with that Hellion build, not effective at all in terms of being able to counter these roaches. And I don't see MVP really learning from his mistakes here though. He is going to be picking them off. Finally that one Marauder proving to make just a little bit of damage, but it will get dropped as quickly as possible the moment. He won't target fire that Marauder. No, he is going to be going for those Hellions. So more Hellions are being taken down very quickly. Finally another Marauder coming into play, third one as well. Finally realizing that the Hellions are pretty pointless against roaches, so I'm very, very confused why MVP is still going for that same build. But let's see, he's going to be moving in again with these Hellions. Again, a lot of resources are going to be lost as MVP is going to have 5 more roaches into play, and 5 roaches against 4 Hellions is a no-brainer there. So they're going to drop very quickly, firing Marauders up to counter that. And that's pretty much it. We do have the double engineering base, so we're going to have a little bit of a bio build in relation to the Hellion build that he did last time. So it's going to be bio-Hellion mix so far. No tanks at all. Of course, these roaches are going to make them retreat very, very quickly. He did maybe move these Hellions down here to prevent any of that cream tumor from moving forward, but with this amount of roaches in the frontal line, that is not going to be happening at all. So any wishes to sort of prevent that from happening is not happening at all. We do of course have that macro hatch here producing those SCVs, so far so good. The line moving forward, a bunker and 2 supply depots as well. Finally he's going to be loading it up with a couple of Marauders, which should be very, very effective in terms of countering these roaches. Stephano going for that third hatchery, upgrades coming in, siege tank as well. So hopefully a little couple of tanks coming into the mix. 6 roaches into play and 8 already completed, so we should have a massive amount of roach count. We do have, what, 8 to 10 roaches, probably around 16 roaches total, so we should expect to see another push coming in from Stephano though. Of course the upgrades as well coming in for Stephano, the 1-1 upgrades, so we should have the double evolution chamber somewhere around here. Here it is, the double evolution chambers being placed down there. More roaches, of course, streaming across the map for Stephano. Very, very aggressive in terms of expanding. Stephano always goes for that expansion. Sieging up here on the high ground is very, very effective as well. So he might actually be able to counteract this push from Stephano in terms of if Stephano decides to push out. So far so good though. Nothing really happening in terms of the overlords. Not even bothered to scout out, even though he does have them placed all over the map just to be sure that he does have that advantage though. Hellions, of course, going in for that third position. I'm not sure if they'll be going for destructible debris or not. No, they won't. They're just scouting out to see if there's anything hidden, any units hidden, any additional bases around the map being placed down. More roaches, of course. Both the players are droning up so far. Nothing really happening. Finally, that starport is coming online, so we should hopefully see those medevac units. Where is that starport? Here is that starport, so we should finally see some medevac units, of course, for that stim upgrade, which has been completed. A bio build really needs to get those medevacs, so it is effective again. A little bit of scout out from Stephano happening, so a very nice roach build by Stephano as always. Now the question is, will he actually have enough to counteract this roach build? The 2 tanks will prove very effective. He does need at least 3 to 4 tanks to be able to counteract this amount of roaches by Stephano. Let's speed it up. So far nothing really much is happening, both the players being very passive on the actual middle game, so everybody is just scouting out, prodding, and just seeing how far they can go. Of course they're going to be chased back, and that's pretty much it. They did split them off. One of the Hellions drops, the other 2 did manage to escape. And 4th hatchery coming in as well for Stephano on the center of the map, proving that really he is being very, very effective in terms of expanding, getting those resources online. Finally he's moving out with that build to the 3rd base as well. He's coming into the center of the map, sieging up in the center of the map, of course, spreading those marines out very nicely in terms of maybe expecting a couple of bailings. That's why he has them spread out so nicely, and this will prove to be a little bit effective actually in terms of dealing with this. Now the question is, since he does know that this push is coming, I don't know if he'll be able to manage to hold this off though. He does have a lot of medevacs, and the question is, will that be effective? And he is, of course, moving that medevac down here. He's going to be dropping it off and dealing with this overlord. Overlord will be dropped. He will load him up again very quickly and move away, forcing those roaches to actually move down to the base to counteract any harass or drop that he does have. So he did again postpone this push coming by from Stephano, and we do have again that base, another drop coming down, so we do have a lot of drops happening here. He's going to load up and move away again. Just that one Hydralisk won't be able to drop that medevac, and we have another drop happening. I'm not sure. No, he did hide it on the bottom right of the actual map. He did heal him up, load him up, and move away again. Very, very nice micro by him, and now finally he's moving forward. He's going to be placing down a couple of scans, and he's going to be taking out this creep tumor and retreating to the actual siege line that he does have here. Now the question is, will Stephano decide to move forward or not? I don't believe that 3 tanks will be enough. He needs more tanks to really counteract this very, very heavy roach build, and Stephano again still going for that base again. Another drop is happening here, so he's going to be healing up and hopefully going for that hatchery again, and he's going to be a little bit aggressive here. This is a very nice bio build. He's going to be moving up back. Unfortunately roaches do move forward. They're going to be dropped very, very quickly, and he does get flanked though from the other side. Again, that siege tank is providing very key cover fire. He needs more tanks into play though to be able to counteract this roach Hydralisk build. Infestor's probably going to be coming online now. He does have 9 Ultralisks and 36 Zerglings being produced as well. These tanks need to siege up as quickly as possible. If they're not going to be sieged up, they're going to be surrounded now very, very quickly with these Zerglings and the drop. He did, of course, manage to load up as many of these units as possible. He's going to be going in for the actual base to start harassing. Will this be a base trade? This actually might be a base trade, and he does have a little bit of a bio build here, but nothing really that he can do. And he's going to be going in for that base trade, of course. Stephano moving in, trying to hold as much off as possible while We do have a push here. I don't know why he doesn't siege up that tank. That's a little bit of miss micro. He was paying attention to the actual base itself. And this is it for MVP. There's nothing he can do. Of course, he does call it a GG. And this is it for the second game between both these players. As always, happy gaming. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And see you guys next weekend. Have a good one. Bye.